don't know anything about. I don't think you can put them too much, but you can put them too little. So the newer varieties, when they come out, we usually put them in the hardest to make flower category. And sometimes they'll flower real early, so we know we can bump them over. Okay. If they flower real late, we know we need to leave them in that place. But the older varieties, we know to the day when they're going to come out.
I mean, and so we want to synchronize. Like I said, we need to make a cross of, parent A and parent B. I mean, the only way we can do that is they have to be synchronized.
Let me tell you a little bit of history. I started in 1977, and crossing was on campus. And they had wooden photo period houses. And my job sometimes was to go push the carts in the dark. Because you wait for it to get dark, you push them in. The next morning, you extend it at nighttime. That's why you close the doors. You leave them in the dark. Even though the sun comes up, you leave them in the dark till maybe 8 o'clock sometime. And then you pull them out. Then they start thinking it's wintertime, we need to send our flowers up. That's how you fool them, by extending the nighttime. But the stuff on campus, I could close that door and go inside and read the newspaper. There was cracks and creaks in the doors, and the big wooden doors, and you had to swing them like this to get the top to close, and then you push the bottom. And I said, this is a joke. And then you had Dr. Polly, who was in plant pathology. He was the one made the crosses. Well, he'd get up in the morning with his cup of coffee, and he'd walk out, and he'd say, oh, I got 2 flowers, I can make a cross. And that was it to picking the parents. So if you look over history, from 67, 412, no, yeah.
Yeah, 412?
67, 412 until 82, 89, there was no varieties coming out of the L program.
67, 68, 69, 70, 71,
Nothing,
72,
nothing. And it was
73.
that reason. There was no thought going into the process.
Yeah, 74, 75.
So in 1981, Freddie Martin took over, and we started synchronizing the flowering and making crosses that we thought we could have success with and different things like that.
And we had some better betterment.
We've done
equipment.
Keith, how often are you watering these? They all have the little drip things.
Yeah, they turn them on, I think, maybe twice a week.
Twice a week is all?
Yeah, but there's water in here. You see, water stays in here. But you see how the roots are growing in there. So each one of these, when we get into the other crossing house, you'll see that, okay, this is an individual pot plant. So we can take, actually, we can go in, we have what, 2, 4, 6 stalks. We can put it, if these are females, no pollen, we can put them in 6 different crosses if we want to, because we'll cut them off here. And then we don't have to take the whole pot with all of those stalks in there.
If you look at this flower here, you see how tight it's glued all the way to the tip top? This one, far one to the right. Okay, that one probably tomorrow or maybe Friday is going to be ready to bring into the crossing house.
So it's going to look like the one on the left that's open?
Right. See this one? Even though it's not fully open, but look how fuzzy the tip top is.
Yeah.
See, that one's starting to open, even though. So you can't go by how open it is, but you got to look at that fuzz. Okay. So if those fuzz at the tip top starts opening up, that one's ready to come in. So what Dexter's going to do, he's going to come here, he's going to cut it off right here, and bring it into the crossing house and hang. He's going to write the number down, 97-128, and he's going to put that in the computer, and it's going to match up 97-128 with its best possible chance of success.
And see, this one, of course, we know has a smut problem, so we don't want to put it against another parent that has smut.
If you got a 128 and a 233 tomorrow morning, it's not going to match those.
No, because 233 is loaded with smut too, so you're putting a smut susceptible by smut susceptible.
But probably never ever really going to get rid of smut totally, right?
It's the father of genetics. What was it, sweet peas?
Yeah.
He had a red flower and a white flower. And he crossed those 2 flowers and he got a pink flower. There ain't a damn pink flower out here. It don't happen. This variety might have a chromosome number of, say, 140. That one might have a chromosome of 80. And when you put an 80 with 140, there's 60 around there floating around that don't have a place. You come in here. follows and makes their cross.
You're going to see it a lot better here than you can in the picture. You know?
Everything up high is a male, and the ones below is a female.
That's a gal to kick you out.
Oh. Right here.
Wow.
You don't have a male sitting up there. These are polycrosses. That means Dexter had these extra flowers and didn't have anything to match them up with. So he puts them all together and just has an orchard. Just let them go at it.
It's a hodgepodge.
So you know who the mama is because you're going to pull the seed off of the female. But you don't know who the daddy is. Because any one of those can be the daddy. Now one thing you got to remember, females, and there's no true male. They all have some degree of power. The females have very, very little power. When you look under the microscope, there's very few yellow pollen seeds on them. So we make those females. The males, when you look at them under the microscope, they're full of power. So you know they're females. I mean, they're males. But you got everything in between also. So sometimes you'll see the cross set up. You got the male and female. And then you might have a female that had a little more pollen than another. We put that at the very bottom because you don't want its pollen falling on the ones in the middle. So you leave it very low. That way you know that male is fertilized, that female at the bottom.
Do you know the fact where the ones you like putting the male and female that you know together compared to the ones that are all mixed up?
All we can do with the ones that are mixed up is we know the female and we have a list of what the male could have been. But usually when they come out, if you got a, say a 128 in there or a 226 or a 988, something that's got a real purple stalk, you can tell that this must have came from 988. So you can look. 233 has a real bright green stalk, and if you come out of a polycross with some small barrel green ones, good chance 233 is the kind.
What's all the multicolored, pastel colored bags?
We used to have prison ladies.
Prison ladies?
We used to have prison ladies, and we'd have 8 of them every fall would come out here and help us, and they would sew our bags for us. Well, year before last, Dexter had a tremendous year. It stayed cloudy all through September, October, and he made 600 something crosses. Well, he ran out of bags. So everybody had to go to Hancock Fabric and get some fabric and sew some bags. And you couldn't buy all one color because they didn't have enough. And we needed it that day. So I had some purple ones, I brought them home and sewed them. I had some yellow ones, I brought them home and sewed them. Bird had some blue ones, she brought them home. So that's why, and that we had to go to 2 different Hancocks to get enough to make the bags. So it's all just whatever happened. But it has to be that air breathing fabric that the sweet can't get through, but air can go back and forth. I think it's pretty.
It is.
Okay, a flower.
A bunch of females with different colored drawers on.
Yeah.
I thought y'all had a step on it when they breathe in pig down.
And the black thing?
If you pull one of those off of there.
Put one of that, and that's a new variety. That's has all genetic material for one.
Now every one up and down this thing is a different variety, just like the kids in the family. Depends on what mixed up in those chromosomes when it got fertilized.
Wow.
And you may have as many as 2,000-3,000, you know, those in one tassel. And you know, a small tassel might be a little bit less, and you might get 4 or 5 grams of seed. Big tassel, you can have 10, 12, 14.
Cool.